matched more than any other model, the X1 exemplifies the shift going on at BMW. That the X1 is the first front-drive-based car to wear the BMW badge in the US is both remarkable and doesn't matter at all. Some background: the first X1, sold here for the latter half of its 6-year run, was an old BMW. Based on E93 series underpinnings, it was basically a tall, last Gen 3 wagon, a car on short stilts. We loved it. It drove almost exactly like a good 3 Series at a time when that 3 Series was no longer available. It sold in okay numbers. It's gone now. This new X1, the 2016 model, is a sort of about-face, or at least a right-hand turn in the engine compartment. This is new BMW. The base engine is again a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder, a new design based on the company's modular engine architecture that can spit out 3s, 4s, and 6s using the same component set. It's mounted transversely, not longitudinally like in the rest of BMW's US offerings. It loses some horsepower to the last X1's 2.0, 228 horsepower versus 240, and a bit of torque, 258 pounds-to-foot down from 260. Again, few will notice. The optional 3.0-liter turbocharged 6 from the last generation is gone. Not many customers chose it, and the 6 likely wouldn't fit under the hood of this rearranged X1. So packaging 1. There's really no other explanation for the longitudinal transverse swap, except that maybe it's less expensive to build this way. EPA fuel economy numbers match those from the 2015 xDrive 28i exactly -22 miles per gallon city, 32 highway, so no gains there. But the packaging advantages are abundant. The interior is somewhat narrow, but it's opened up a bit by the lack of a transmission tunnel that would normally aid space between the front occupants. Instead, the center console is set low, with a tall shift lever rising practically from the floor up to meet your hand. There's storage forward of the shifter and a folding center armrest that opens for small items. The original X1 was sold here with rear wheel as well as all-wheel drive. For obvious reasons, that won't be the case this time around. BMW also won't sell a front drive model here, although one is offered in Europe and elsewhere, likely because it would involve the admission that this is not your average BMW, but instead a new BMW, one designed for more people and fewer enthusiasts. All of this from a company that still has a page on its consumer website dedicated to explaining the advantages of rear-wheel drive. The change was inevitable, but it might take some time to sink in. It's made a little easier to bear when you remember that BMW makes minis, all of them front drive, and many of them enthusiast options. It shouldn't surprise you, then, that the X1 shares its architecture with the least mini new Mini, the Clubman. But it's not simple.